Well, as soon as the person at the front of the grid with the red flag departs, the lights will come on and the Road to MotoGP will continue in the Red Bull MotoGP's Rookie Cup. And the red lights are on and they're out, and it's a great start from Diogo Moreira. He did absolutely nail that one. It looks like a clean one from everybody pretty much. Now we begin the run down towards turn one. It's a very wide ribbon of track here, so hopefully everybody gets through safely. Oh, Diogo Moreira absolutely cut the nose off the guy in second place there. That was impressive. All pretty much cleanly through, but a bit argy-bargy already. This is one of the bottleneck points down into turn three, and then we begin the climb up into turn four. Everybody safely through at the moment.
Yeah, so great start from Moreira. That's exactly what he will have wanted to do. Kept his nerves nice and calm. But David Munoz then, the man on the chase, like you said, it was pretty close through turn one. I thought Munoz was tempted to try and shove it up the inside, but no, the Brazilian holds on to it, and he has his first ever Rookies Cup race lead.
So how will the rookie fare against the vastly more experienced David Munoz? This looks like a bit of a showdown there, because they've got a bit of air between them as well. That is the number 96, Daniel Holgado, we were just focusing on there. He's in the chase of the leading duo as well. But can he hunt them down? That was the number 80 just behind him, David Alonzo, the Colombian.
Yeah, we've got some distinct groups already, but it's very, very early days here, and I'm sure that those guys will be able to catch up some daylight on the start-finish straight.
A variety of lines going into these corners.
Very much so.
We're already touching knees and elbows as we plummet down into this tight left-hander. This is turn 12, leading up to turn 13. Another bottleneck point, a variety of braking points here, a great overtaking spot, but nobody daring in the leading group to make it now. Here's that Moreira with a little bit of air around turn 14. A few bike legs between him and the man in second place.
Yeah, just a few, so it's so far so good for the Brazilian, and it looks like it's David Alonzo now in third as well, and they've caught up because initially that front two had a little bit of space, but David Alonzo then, the Colombian on the chase, tucked in third. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the slipstream and down into turn one. Yeah, the
slipstream absolutely vital here, as we have seen in so many tracks here, but this home straight is absolutely monstrous. They can really make some huge inroads on anyone ahead of them here. Look at that, we might have a new leader. We could do, it could be David Alonso. Does he make the move into first place? Not quite, I don't think. No, he does not.
That would have been quite a deal of a 2-for-1 there, but yeah, so it's Moreira then who retains the lead even after that first time thundering down the main straight. Good work from the Brazilian, and yeah, David Alonso making some good progress from qualifying, and it's Alex Mian who's lost out a little bit then, as he started on the front row and has just dropped back a few places.
I think that's all Tola we got there in the leading group as well, so we have a quintet or maybe even 6 riders as a leading group now down into turn 5. That is a particularly tricky corner, a real change of camber midway through. You've got to be careful not to tuck the front there. And how about these braking points in towards turn 7 now, and then we've got a great overtaking opportunity here into turn 8, but nobody silly enough to try it this time around.
Yeah, no chances taken too much that time. And you saw then I think it's David Alonso still in third, just it's David Munoz now, isn't it, just tapping the back of his seat to say, hey guys, follow me.
The classic Aaron Canet move.
Yeah, I do love it, but I've rarely seen anyone abide by that advice, so we'll see how it shakes out here. But at the moment then, Alonso in second, looking pretty threatening. I think he's definitely looking for a way through on the Brazilian in the lead, and not maybe just trying to put on the pressure.
Oh, we got the number 24, that is Ivan Ortola just behind them there in 4th place, looking racy, and the number 96, that will be Holgado behind there as well. Who's on the back of this group? I couldn't quite see. Is it Uriarte? It could be. Oh no, it's Alex Mian.
My apologies. Yeah, it's front row starter Alex Mian then.
Uriarte's chasing him down 1.3 seconds behind. You can see that on the timing tower next to you. But what will the slipstream give us this time around then? Moreira looking to pull out from the slipstream. They're now 3 abreast coming across the start and finish straight. It is going to be the number 80 of David Alonso leading across the start and finish line. But it will be all changed as we head on down towards turn 1. Number 92 there, Diogo Moreira. Will he get the jump on the back camera angle? Is so confusing. You cannot tell who's in front of who.
It's very difficult. I honestly thought we'd have a few more abreast there, so that was good work. Not quite as chaotic as it could have been, but yeah, we have then David Alonso in the lead of this race, and Moreira then now he has to race it out in the group and not just see a clear track ahead of him like he has since starting from pole.
Fair play to these rookies, because there's a lot of testosterone and well, Anxiety built up in the lead up to this first race. So much pressure on their shoulders after their last one was back in Valencia last year. I'm surprised we've not actually had any kind of silly antics so far because, well, they're doing certainly better than the Moto3 World Championship were doing last weekend.
Yeah, as is actually quite often the case, to be honest. These guys, yeah, it's been a really nice, clean race so far, and looks like we're going to get some more spice as well, maybe even before the start-finish straight this time round. And David Munoz looking really, really keen to try and make a move to the lead, but at the moment, Colombian David Alonzo nice and steady, and yeah, Moreira then doesn't seem too bothered by the fact that he's no longer the race leader, keeping it nice and clean there in third place, and yeah, really gaining a few meters there. I love the concertina with these bikes as they go around the track, and different riders have different strong points, and just in the group, it's always a thrill.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take stock of some of the lap times coming in at the moment, because actually the pole position time from Diogo Moreira was actually a 1:51.561. The fastest lap of the race so far is a 1:52.3 from Alex Millan last time around. So the pace is fairly slow compared to what it was in qualifying, but I'm sure as the race goes on, it'll be getting quicker and quicker. That gap between Holgado and Uriarte there, oh, that was a big twitch from Uriarte coming around turn 15. Well, that gap was coming down, but it's extended a little bit. Will he catch them with the slipstream, though?
Yeah, that was a bit of a twitch there, wasn't it? Perfect timing for the cameras. But yeah, it looks like then at the moment we definitely have a 6-rider scrap to decide the win and the podium today, unless there's some real that with, yeah, not too much ground being made up by Marcos Uriarte, but there's plenty laps to go as well, and a new best race lap then from Matteo Bertelli. So that could be an interesting one. He's just behind in that second group.
Yeah, just behind Scott Ogden and Tachapon Boisri. They're fighting for around 10th place. Another tap of the tail unit there from David Munoz, I think. As, yes, he's got Moreira just behind him there. But, well, the man at front isn't quite getting away yet.
No, it's not. It's all nice and steady for now. Looks like we've got a good group fight. No one's really been able to get out front and pull the pin. So that bodes well for a few great, crazy final laps, as we're used to seeing in the rookies. But yeah, I do love the seat tapping. It is great. And but like we said, rarely works. So I love to see them keep trying to do it. At the moment, though, David Alonzo looks really comfortable in the race lead, with David Munoz then right on his tail. Little bit scrappier from the 4 just behind them at the moment, with Moreira still in third, but we'll have to see. They will probably make up those couple of meters they've lost out on the start-finish straight.
Yeah, absolutely right. And as we got David Munoz out front, for those of you who have joined us maybe for the first time, yes, there is another Munoz, but they are not related in the field. Daniel, who we're more used to seeing maybe a bit up the sharper end, 8th place at the moment, right at the back of that shot you just saw there.
Yeah, the two Munozes as well. They were both in the Jerez Andalusia talent team in the CUE and the ETC before, which made it even more difficult to tell them apart with the same liveries.
And also, of course, in this class, we got how many Davids and Daniels and D's and Days, and yeah, it doesn't make it too easy. Just stick to the surnames.
But yeah, so David Munoz then looks like he's going to maybe be in striking distance at turn 1, although Alonso very keen to defend his lead, but no, can't do it. Looks like we're going 3 abreast then. Who's going to come out on top?
Well, your guess is as good as mine as we head into this turn 1. You've got to be so careful with your braking markers there, because especially with the downhill, it can be so easy to outbrake yourself. And look at this as the battle for 8th then. So for Rioli is actually set the fastest lap of the race. That is another rookie that we've got here this year. Qualified 14th on the grid earlier on. Not quite the pedigree that another rookie, the man in pole position, had, but still, this is a pretty good ride considering.
It is, and I think he broke his foot last year as well, so this is a year of a healthier competition for the Italian, and yeah, that's good to see. Quite a few competitive rookies in the field, like we've said. Yeah, some of the veterans, I'm sure, will be looking over their shoulders a little bit.
That was a big move up the inside. That was from the number 64, David Munoz. That was experience. We did mention turn 8 was a real key point for the overtaking moves there, and that was just cool, calm, precise.
Nice and brutal then from the number 64 to take the race lead.
He's almost shocked him into getting a couple of bike links, hasn't he? Wow, that was a really wide line from the number 92 there. Left himself very vulnerable to a move from Alex Millan just behind him. David Alonzo, I should say, sorry.
Yeah, but it's nice and tucked in again then now from the 92. I think, Oh, it's going to get tight around there. I think the number 92 is going to be able to hold on, but not yet, just about then. So David Alonzo, though, looking pretty keen to make a move. And I feel like these two guys have given the rookie a bit of a hello to the rookies kind of lap there. And he did have a little bit of a twitch there as well. Needs to just stay nice and calm, Diogo Moreira, and settle back into his rhythm.
Yeah, and don't forget, this is not only the first time he started from pole position, but this will probably be the first time really fighting in a lead group for a win. He's only got that 5th place in the European, in the Junior World Championship last year for a rookie in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. So this is a tall order for the Brazilian. And look at that, 3, 4, 5 abreast, perhaps going in to turn 1 once again. But it is the number 92, Moreira, out there in front. That was pretty classy.
It is, yeah, that was a nice move then. Very much collected himself and got back into the race lead. Bit wide there, though, and I think he might lose that. Nope, just about able to defend it then from David Munoz. Good stuff from the Brazilian, although he doesn't quite look as comfortable as David Munoz and David Alonso in this group. But then looking comfortable doesn't win you the race always.
No, absolutely not. And yeah, real variety of lines there and a big twitch going into turn 5 for the man at the back. Who was that? I didn't quite see, but I'm keeping an eye on the timing screens as well, Fran. We've seen a 151 now. That was from Daniel Holgado, vastly more experience. So, and it wasn't just a 151, it was 151.8. So that really is someone on the move, just sitting tightly, calmly, perhaps watching all the chaos around him, ready to strike for the moment is right.
Yeah, most definitely. I think that twitch might have been Ivan Ortola at the back of this group. So yeah, these guys just behind the lead duo, a little bit scrappy now. But as you can see there, Holgado then significantly quicker than David Munoz last time around. And that gap as well, back to Marcos Uriarte, has come down a little bit again. So that could be something to watch. But yeah, it's going to depend, I think, on how much these guys fight it out if they do. Because initially, obviously, there weren't too many crazy moves, making some nice gains away from those on the chase. But now, a little bit feistier.
Holgado, I imagine, knows exactly what to do in these sorts of situations. P5 in the Junior World Championship last year, and also has a win in this class as well not too long ago, back in the second Valencia race we had towards the end of the year. So this could be just bide your time, wait patiently, stay calm, and allow the order to happen all around you. 11 laps to go, now 10 laps to go as we come across the line this time around.
Do they look patient?
No.
Yeah, here we go then. It's another roller coaster into turn 1, that braking zone.
Wow,
who's
that
coming
was a
out
move
on
around the
top?
outside. I think that was Moreira just cutting the nose off Holgado there. Yeah, the number 96. That was impressive. Guarding his line superbly there. Uriarte, that was the best race lap. So we're chopping down these lap times significantly now. And that lap time last time around would have been good enough for second on the grid, Fran. This pace is hot.
Yeah, so he's most definitely on the scene then, Marcos Uriarte now. Impressive stuff from him to make up that ground. And yeah, that move from the number 92 last time around, very, very nice. It's a really good race so far, lots of entertaining moves, and I'm sure many more to come with 10 laps still to go. It's like the last lap of most of the series in the world already.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm just thinking, you know, it's interesting how you see perhaps a group manage to escape in the early stages, but as these races progress, which is often the case in the Road to MotoGP programs, you really have a race of two halves. 6 might get away at the beginning, but then a whole freight train joins onto the back of them about half race distance.
Yeah, it can get pretty interesting. The concertina effect between different groups on track seems much more pronounced for these guys in these cups and on the Road to MotoGP, and also, of course, on smaller capacity machinery. You can see really big gains and losses throughout a race. So it's always interesting to keep an eye on and never assume that you've got a set group fighting for the win or podium. But we definitely have a few guys here who so far are looking very, very solid at the front, even if more have arrived on the scene.
Yeah, absolutely agree. Well, at the moment, David Alonzo certainly looking very comfortable out front, although, well, I might as well not say anything because that was a huge front-end twitch as he came over that pretty significant bump, a few, maybe 20, 30 centimetres wide through turn 15 there was the Colombian, and that gave a little bit of breathing space. The number 64, David Munoz, caught him up in the slipstream now, going up the inside towards pit wall, although maybe not, pulled out of the slipstream, and that is some superb defensive work from David Alonso, or is it because he's gone a bit wide, look?
Yeah, that was a good shot there from the onboard, definitely. You could see Munoz a little bit tempted and really caught up again as well, just coming out of turn 1. So, yeah, I think these guys at the moment are going to probably be my race favourites, but is this going to be a replay of that Twitch piston?
No, this is at
it's
turn 8 and turn 9.
9.
The major, the major wheelie point, but perhaps not for these smaller capacity 250cc.
Yeah, it's actually not quite the same,
four-stroke
is it?
machines. I'm sure the front end does go very, very light indeed, but in terms of wheelies and absolutely wrestling the bike over it, it's or scrubbing it, as Remy Gardner was talking about the other day.
I'm sure you feel that in your stomach as well, like a little bit of plane turbulence, just that immediate whoop.
Or just going over a bridge. Oh, who's that? The number 28. Oh, Matteo Bertelli, the former, fastest lap of the race, pulling off to the side there. Is that a technical issue? Could well be.
It looks like it for the
furious.
Italian.
Oh dear, well.
He not had the best luck over the last few years as Matteo Bertelli, but I'm sure at least he had some taste in that race. Not sure exactly what's happened there. We've not seen a crash, so going to assume it might just be a bit of technical trouble for him. But at least he knows he had some taste there for the race tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely. He gets another crack at the whip tomorrow afternoon after the other races in the Grand Prix classes have finished. So we have still got a group of now 7, the magnificent 7, along with Daniel Munoz on the chase from P8 with Scott Ogden behind him there as well. But could we have the winner from this leading group? That right there, number 64, David Munoz, runner-up last year in the series. Can he chase down David Alonzo this time around on the home straight and make a more convincing move into turn 1? Let's see then. That is Daniel Holgado just behind it with the number 96. And then you have, of course, the number 92 of Diogo Moreira. They pull out the slipstream nearly 3-4 abreast into turn 1. David Alonzo, Fran, is so strong into turn 1. Nobody's got an answer for him.
He really is, yeah. No one can really quite make that move on the number 80 at the moment. They make up a little bit of ground just going round there on corner speed and then on the exit. But he's so solid going in. It's really impressive stuff from the Colombian. But yeah, been a bit of a shuffle behind him then, as we've seen most times around. But yeah, the race leader looking pretty calm and in control, even if he did have that shake a little while ago. He's slotted back into his race rhythm now.
He started from P5 as well, so definitely was one of the favourites from the off, you could say, from the qualifying performers. Looking at the lap times we've got coming in, though, sort of high 151s, very low 152s. There's a lot more rubber on the circuit at the moment, as we've just had all the qualifying and the free practice sessions from the other Grand Prix classes. No rain overnight either to wash any of that rubber off the track, so it's far grippier than it would have been yesterday, so this pace is pretty good. Look at that, fan, so much space now between the man in first place, and now it's Daniel Holgado in second place, the number 96.
Yeah, the number 96 then of Holgado making some moves, but there is that bit of daylight now. You can see that that's given to race leader David Alonzo 6/10, as you can see on the timing tower on the left of your screens. We'll have to see. I think the start-finish straight may give them time to catch that up a little bit, although Holgado looking a little bit wild there. These guys need to make sure now that they don't give the Colombian even more breathing space by getting in each other's way too much.
What they need to do is they need to tap the back of the seat units to signal to the rider behind them that they don't want to get involved in a battle.
They maybe don't need to tap the seat unit, but someone,
need to get
that's
neck
close.
and neck through turn 50. There we go. See, listen. Who gave him an earpiece to the commentary booth?
I was going to say, maybe they've been tapping it all along. Maybe one of them now needs to actually listen and take that advice. So yeah, it went up to 7/10 across the line. Holgado's still the man in second just across that line, but then he's getting swamped again and into turn 1. Oh, getting pretty feisty again for these guys. And who is it now then at the lead of this little pack?
Look at that, Uriarte, a 151.4. That would have been good enough for pole position. So from 7th to now mixing it in this leading group. Then the chase is on for David Alonzo. They can't afford to let him get away. We're over half race distance now. 7 laps to go. No more messing around, boys. Get on the chase, because otherwise he's going to escape. Yeah,
most definitely. Nice job from David Alonso at the moment. And there you can see that last lap around 4/10 slower, Diogo Moreira. But, you know, the race is still young-ish. We've got a good few laps to go. There is plenty of time for these guys to reel them in, but they do need to ride a little bit smarter. I think that was, it's getting a little bit feisty at times, and they're holding each other up for sure.
Yeah, it's sophomore year for a few of these guys in this class now, particularly the leader out there with the 1 second gap out front, David Alonzo. Speaking with Peter Clifford, as we mentioned before, he was really, it's a shame he actually missed this race, but he's really expecting big things from him and the other sophomore guys, including like Daniel Holgado, David Munoz as well. So good to see all these guys holding true to their promise pretty much coming into this season.
Yeah, there's so many young riders at the moment in a lot of different programs, and especially in the rookies with some extremely impressive CVs. And we've seen what Pedro Acosta, for example, has done.
Oh, that was a big moment for the number
really
23.
was.
That was Alex Millan, the man who started in second. That was huge. A big warning shot there. And there was the number 24, Ivan Ortola, coming up the inside once again. That man has winning experience in the Red Bull rookies as well, but neither of them going to be getting any close to win with that sort of moments coming out of turn 14.
Yeah, they're not. So as I was saying, Pedro Acosta, pit lane to race win. He shows the talent level in the rookies. He did dominate last year, but a few of these guys did take wins off him, including Ortola, Alonzo and David Munoz. So they know that they've beaten the guy who's now leading the Moto3 World Championship. So that's good stuff. But at the moment, this is too much infighting to really make any inroads into that gap. As you can see, it's now well above a second for David Alonso. He looks cool, calm and collected out front, does the Colombian. And these guys now are in their own little war over the podium if they're not careful.
Crucially, his lap time last time around was a 151.878. The man in second place, Diogo Moreira, who crossed the line in second place at least, a 152.1. But you can see the difference in top speed as well when he hasn't got that slipstream. 216 kilometers now compared to 223 behind it. That is a huge difference.
Yeah, it really is. It does make a big difference. So all the more impressive the job that Alonso's doing to manage to keep that race lead nice and secure. It's now 1.5 seconds or just over. It's, yeah, I think unless...
look at that, it's a move from Holgado, but look at that, oh, what a defence that was from the pole position man, Diogo Moreira. That was just, I'm not letting you have this. This is like, he's been fighting for wins for years.
It is. It's really impressive stuff from the Brazilian rookie. Like we said, it's a bit of a different ball game in testing and in qualifying, but in race trim, he is equally impressive. If not quite in the lead at the moment, he's certainly been fighting for it throughout, and now still in this podium fight with some incredible moves round the outside, given as good as he's given. Great stuff.
Great to see some awesome action here, and the first time the Red Bull rookies have visited the Portimao circuit. It's such a fast and flowing track, but that by no means means there is a lack of overtaking spots for these guys. Might be that case a little bit more for some bigger capacity machines, but this is just all action.
Yeah, it's great stuff, isn't it? And I think we can officially call the... Oh,
three abreast down into turn one once again. Classic stuff.
I was going to say we can definitely call the slipstream for David Alonso now. He is well out in front of that and has broken that. These guys, though, that battle continues. Spectacular into turn one. And it was Alonso who'd had the most there to be able to keep that lead. But these guys chopping and changing every single lap.
Yeah, how about then? So that gap is nearly up to 2 seconds now with 5 laps to go. Just needs to keep a seriously cool head. No kinds of mistakes, although easier said than done. There are so many little bumps and tricky aspects of the circuit. That was one of them there at turn 5. You've got a bit of a negative camber on the entry and then a positive camber on the exit. You've got to be so careful with the front end of these machines. So that gap expanding ever still, sector by sector at the moment as these guys continue to battle it out for P2.
Yeah, it is a great battle for PT, though, and Brazilian rookie Diogo Moreira then back in the lead of that. Impressive stuff from the 92. I'm sure he's given his more experienced rivals something to think about here. But yeah, David Alonso, I think it's signed, sealed, delivered, unless he makes a pretty serious mistake in the next few laps. He has really made the most of getting into that position and then pulling the pin at the perfect time.
I was about to say, I think the pursuing pack have broken the chain that Alex Millan had on the back of them. He had that moment last time around about turn 15, and I think that might have knocked his confidence ever so slightly for at least this lap. It's not over though. You can see him just off the back there, the number 23. He's got Ortola just ahead of him as well, but that was a man he nearly came together with, I think it was, 23 and 24. So,
it was indeed, yeah. So front row start for Millan and then just struggled to stick it with these guys.
Elbows out down the straight.
Lads.
No love lost, and now it's 4 abreast as they come out of the shade into the sun once again. Oh, and it's a big, huge battle into turn 1 again. And wow, Moreira just super strong into turn 1 once again. The number 24, though, main beneficiary of that slipstream. That is Ivan Ortola there. So he's well and truly put that moment at turn 15 behind him.
Yeah, definitely. And these guys then, we've got pickpocketing almost every corner, or certainly attempts at it. Great stuff. Oh, what are we going to get a replay of here?
Well, this is the
here we
bar
go.
bashing between Holgado and... that is...
Someone's been watching the Doha GP.
Yeah. David Munoz and Holgado, the more experienced riders at the front of this field. No love lost between those two, that's for sure.
No love lost, something a little different.
Well, wow.
Here's the race leader then. You can see on your screen that gap visually is improved.
Hey, David Alonzo, mind those track limits. You don't want to be getting any warnings, do you?
Imagine that. That's a lot of gap to give up if you have to give up a position. But yeah, I was just about to say, still looking super calm and collected, but maybe not so much. The Colombian still obviously pushing.
Oh, is that Ortola going to this?
Wow.
Oh, who smugged them all? It's Holgado, a double overtake there, but Ortola doesn't want to let him have it. He says, absolutely not. I'm going to go round your outside round turn 12.
That was spectacular, if a little optimistic. Didn't quite pull it off, but yeah, great racing from these guys then. Holgado, really impressive stuff from the number 96.
Goodness me. So we said it was pretty calm and collected and fairly sedate and easy going at the start of this race. Everybody keeping calm. No mad moves just yet, but with 4 laps to go, these guys have really turned a screw. The battle is on. I think that victory might well be gone so long there's no more track limits mistakes from David Alonzo. But the battle for second place, it really is heating up. There he is, your leader.
Yeah, he is. So far then, the race leader hasn't had a track limits warning. Few people have. Eddie O'Shea, British Talent Cup alumnus, and then I think Lunetta and Gerber as well. Those 2 guys have had warnings, so nothing for the number 80 at the moment to worry about. But yeah, we did see that little twitch, and it does show it. Maybe he's not quite in the comfort zone, it would appear. Although every rider says who's led a race like this, it's almost more difficult to hold your concentration and stay so focused for laps by yourself at these kind of speeds. But 3.8 seconds says he's still doing an all right job of it.
This is really, really impressive because that has only happened in a handful of laps to pull out that sort of gap. He's definitely been helped by the battle behind him, but still very, very impressive indeed. A few guys going pretty wide there into turn 5. That was Holgado and Moreira. I think, no, it was David Munoz, apologies. Getting confused with the yellow helmets there, but a little bit wider to turn 5. Got to be careful, that is such a tricky spot. What about turn 8? No one making any overtaking moves there. Now it's over the first of those hills. The front end going seriously like before, twisting left into turn 9, up and then towards turn 10.
Yeah, it's lovely shots as well. Oh, Moreira then, is he really doing
Going
that?
out the outside,
that was amazing.
Wow, what a line!
I've never seen that before at this track, but that was absolutely spectacular then from the Brazilian. Just absolutely mugged him, and slots then back into 3rd place. Lovely, lovely stuff.
Yeah, really, really impressive that. So, well, he's learned a heck of a lot then, has the Brazilian in this first race, fighting up the front of his first ever Red Bull MotoGP Rookies Cup race.
Yeah, that was genuinely amazing. You saw my face then when you looked at me.
Yeah.
That was pretty special, that'll make it into the highlights for sure. But yeah, so then we're pretty much as we were. It looks like Alex Mian as well has managed to make up a little bit of ground. He still seems to be with these guys, so that's good news for the number 23. Obviously got himself collected again and back onto the train of this group. And then it's now, I was going to say it's now Scott Ogden, but it's not. Last time over the land, then it was Daniel Munoz in that second group, leading that next huge battle on track ahead of Dutchman Colin Fire.
Superb pronunciation there. Where did you learn that from, Fran? Well, how about this then? So a couple of laps to go then. The penultimate lap. David Alonso has this one pretty much wrapped up, so long as he makes absolutely no mistakes from here on in. Well, he could probably make a couple of little mistakes, to be honest. 4.6 seconds.
4.6 seconds worth of mistakes.
He could maybe do the long lap penalty if he so wishes. But look at this. Daniel Holgado up the inside at turn 5 of the number 24, Ivan Ortola. That was very nice and tidy. And this is the time when it starts to really spice up. There's second place on the line here. Some crucial championship points.
Yeah, very much so. A lot of these guys will have come into this year thinking about winning the overall cup, so they know that, yeah, it matters getting podiums and wins. It also matters not throwing it down the road. And yeah, I'm sure they'll be riding with the win in mind, but now David Alonso's taken that. It'll be about the podium, but also the points.
I've got a notice on our timing screens that we've got the number 30, the 39 and the 42. Bartolome Perrin has crashed out along with Summer Gerber, but that's hopefully, well, it says, yeah, rider's okay there, so that's good news.
Yeah, it is. So I think Gabon Plonk has also pulled into the pit, so we've got a few riders not going to finish this first race of the season. Hopefully they'll all be back out again tomorrow. But it's over 5 seconds then for David Alonso in the lead of this race. and this battle is close as ever. I think we can safely say this is going to go to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it looks like David Alonzo have been taking a few tips on how to run a race here from Ralph Fernandez, former Red Bull rookie as well. He knows a thing or two about finishing 5 seconds ahead up the road than everybody else in his particular class, doesn't he? Final lap then. You can see the battle for second hotting up as they come on the run down to turn 1. David Alonzo, just 14 more corners to go before you get a victory to your name in the Red Bull Rookies Cup. But who is going to get second place? That's what we want to know in this one. At the moment, it was Uriarte, but no, now it's the number 92 of Diogo Moreira, the pole position man, leading the charge in this second place battle. But you can guarantee at one of the main overtaking spots coming up, turn 5, it's probably not going to stay that way.
Well, let's see the young Brazilian then really elbows out on this final lap. Great stuff from the rookie in the rookies, but I think he might be a little bit wide there.
And Uriarte goes up the inside then. The number 89, this is impressive. The first time he's decided to try and lead this second group, but the number 64, David Munoz, does not want to let him have it whatsoever.
Yeah, I almost can't watch this. They are so close here then. It looks like another guy then has picked off a Brazilian, and that's Holgado, I think, who's moved through now into third in this group and fourth in the race, of course. Alonzo out front. A little bit scrappy there then from the Brazilian. I'm sure he'll be looking to make up that ground again with another round the outside special.
Well, who could this be? Oh, nearly touching the rear end. The number 89 of Marcus Uriarte. Got to be so careful. Don't throw it all away. It's second place, but just a finish in the leading group at stake here. This is another key overtaking point. Who's going to go up the inside? It's number 64, Munoz, leading the way out of turn 13. What about turn 14, though? Or is it going to be a run to the line?
I think it might be a run to the line for at least a couple of positions in this group, but they're so close, and you can see they really pulled the pin on this last lap. Who's going to come out on top? It looks like Munoz and Uriarte at the moment looking strong.
Yeah, one corner to go then. Who's going to get the run to the line? Leading out of the final corner, David Munoz, but it's 3 abreast. David Alonzo, no one's got an answer for him. He will take the win. He's done it, but who gets second place? Who was it? It was... Oh, it was Moreira, the pole position man, the Brazilian, a podium in his first race in the Red Bull Rookies from Uriarte. That was a great race from him. Goodness me, what excitement in this first race.
Yeah, that was a great first race of the Cup, and for Diogo Moreira then, the rookie sensation from pole to podium. David Alonzo, though, 4 seconds over the line. You saw how he crossed the line. He had
just
a
like,
little bit of a cool down there. But yeah, Marcus Uriarte then, great job to take that third place. But all those guys, that was a fantastic first race for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.